Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your models will practically build themselves. Hello folks, it's Mad Dog Merv. Welcome to the Kit Hoarder Stash. Today we have a Mustang, one that I haven't reviewed yet. And actually this is take two because the first time around it was still shrink wrapped, but then there was problems with the video, so we're going to reshoot this. This is the 68 Mustang 2-in-1 from Revell. And I believe the original release was, I think, 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. This is one of the re-releases in 2011, so it's been around for quite some time. By today's standards, it's an older kit, but it's still a great kit. Let's open it up and take a look at it. We'll talk a little bit about it as we go, maybe. Okay, there we go. So you see on the box here, you can build two different versions of it. This stock one here, and this this one with the race version. It's more like a 4-in-1. We'll get into that in a minute, but anyway, your color callouts. Okay, so when I first opened it up, the one thing that really impressed me is the body, the chassis, and the interior were all together with the wheels stuffed nicely in it, so that was kind of neat. This is the body, and it's a correct 68 body. I like the fact that your marker lights are molded in, but the door handles are also molded in, which is one change I think they could have made. And your vent your vent scoops are already molded in as well. Now this has the chrome side molding piece on it that to my knowledge most of the 68s had, but I don't think all of them had a chrome molding piece. But the little chrome piece here in the side scoop is also molded in, and I'm okay with that. That'll be fairly easy to paint now. So the body is well molded. There's no engine compartment in the body, but this was originally designed, I think, as a die cast. So it's a screw body. You gotta have screws to put it together, which may detract a little bit from its appeal, but trust me, this thing builds up nice, and it's a beautiful, beautiful car when it's done. It gives you kind of that thoughts of the old dealer promo cars, but much, much better quality. So the body's good. Here's your interior. It's got the back seat already in, and original molding, I believe, was 2008 on this, like I've already said. Here is your mounts for your screws in the back, and here are the mounts for the screws in the front. But you'll notice the engine compartment, it's a very good engine compartment. The battery is molded in, which, you know, has its advantages and disadvantages, but I do like the fact that it does have the hood latch catch here. That's molded in here as well, and that's something you don't find on a lot of kits, so that's really a nice feature. So there's the interior. Now this comes with two hoods, and my favorite is the stock hood here with the indentations on it. Now on my 67, mine had the turn signals in there, and this area was also, they looked like little vents. It was actually just an insert, but it looked like little vents. I don't see those on here, but at least it has this hood, so I'm happy about that. It's actually quite a nice hood. But it comes with a second hood, And we'll get into that in the kit in a minute. I do have one here that's already built. And the second hood is the one for the 428 Cobra Jet. And it's got this scoop, and it has the hole in the hood. And it's it doesn't have the indentations here. I guess if you wanted a just a stock hood without the indentations, you could just fill the hole on this, if that's what you wanted. Okay, here's the glass. I'm not going to take it out of here, but it has a one-piece rear tail lights. You have your push-in headlights and your GT lights and your front turn signals. One piece on the glass for the front and rear window. We'll get into that part in a minute. Okay, on the sprues here, we have this big block engine with a manual transmission that's actually pretty decent. The way that it shows to assemble it, I questioned it first, but once I got one together, it actually looks pretty decent. Your rear axle assembly is just one piece, and it's kind of hollowed in the back on the back side, which you don't even see. So it's okay. I'm okay with it. It's better than having it molded into the chassis, which here's your chassis. And you can see the detail on that, the hole here for the screw. Your exhaust, one piece exhaust here. And the export brace. Again, these look very good. Here's your, excuse me, the top of your engine. And the manifold with the carburetor molded in. Now, once you get an air cleaner on it, it's not going to really make much of a difference. If you wanted to have it without an air cleaner, then you got to do something different for sure. Now, it does have metal axles in the front and rear, but the way that the front end is set up, it pretty much covers them, and it's hard to see them, which is good. But there is a slot here in the oil pan. Don't know if you can see that or not. And it's hard to see, but there's a slot in the oil pan for the axle to go through. Here's your front suspension. It's all one piece, and I like that. And a stock grill for the car. Now, I do really like this. Here's your pulley setup. You've got power steering over here. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, if it's supposed to be for an air conditioner, or if it's supposed to be, I really just don't know. On the 68, I'm not familiar with that, but below here is where the alternator will go. And we'll show you the alternator in a moment. Okay, here is the hot rod parts for the race car. You've got these really nice headers. You've got some extended shocks, which is good. Roll bar, extensions for your shackles, blocks for your shackles, and then these two rear stock wheels, which I believe are supposed to represent 15-inch wheels, because the car came stock with 14-inch, but these would be for your slicks that we'll show you in a minute. Here's the interior panels. Now, I believe these are correct for 68. I'll have to check my references, but they look really good and they're well detailed. The window cranks and whatnot are already on there, so you just have to paint them, and I think it paints up great. I've built this before. It's a great kit. Here's your front wheels for the race car version, and your dual tip exhaust. And you notice these wheels are for the hollow type tires, and they actually look pretty good. These are the GT rims. Here is a correct 68 steering wheel, although it's all chrome. There's only a little bit of chrome on a 68 steering wheel, but that's okay. The fact that it has a 68 steering wheel is very helpful. And this is correct for a 68 Mustang. The shape is correct for the Cougar, but the middle insert would not work on the Cougar. But correct for 68 Mustang. That's good. Then here's your GT front grille. Another piece of chrome. Excuse me. Here's your custom wheels. Looks like we have a 390 air cleaner, which is really nice. Yep, 390S code air cleaner. That's nice. So I guess you can kind of pose the engine as either a 390, stock 390, or I'd have to look at these the exhaust a little bit closer. See if they got that right. I'm sorry. It's really hard to tell on here. But anyway, got some nice chrome valve covers and the gear shift selector. Here's the alternator. The alternator looks pretty good. Not fabulous, but it'll be okay. Your bumpers and chrome exhaust tip. Not the twin tip, the single tip. So yeah, that's pretty good. And here's the seats, which are nice. This also includes, so I'm thinking that this must have come out of, I was going to say this must have come out of their 67 Shelby kit. Interesting. But you got a 67 Shelby. Maybe that's a 68 as well. But it's a Shelby steering wheel. And your, yeah, the column. There you go. Your rear seat, your front seats, and this this is a dashboard for Shelby. It's got the two instruments down here, so you just have to take those off for a stock 428, a 68 428, or for the 390. So that's easy enough to remove. But that is on there. It's not an option. It's actually on there. Okay, here's your front and rear valence and front end and area for the tail lights. And here is your cold air induction scoop with the baffle partially open. That's neat. Here's your scoop, your blanking plate if you want the back seat down, and the second hood. It comes with two racing slicks like this. And they're the hollow kind. Or it comes with 4 of these hollow stock tires, which are nice. They aren't pad printed or anything. So they're just black walls, but that's fine. And you've got the bag of screws and the axles there. Now for some fun parts, but word of warning. So here is the decal sheet, and you've got the Tasca Ford Cobra Jet, a couple of Mustang decals here. Here's your instrument gauges for your side marker lights here, and some for the under the hood GT markers here, and there's a Tasca decal right there. GT decals right there, which is good. But here's one problem that it has. So it's got 2 C stripes, which is great. The GT in 68 had a C stripe. However, I'll be using the white one, which is good, but the black one here, there's something, if you look closely, you'll notice that it's a dual stripe. It's a main stripe with a real small pinstripe on the C here and on this section here, but this section and the front section don't have the pinstripe, which is goof up. So just so you know, I don't know if any of the later when they sent this kit out, whatever they call them, when they repop the kit over the years, I don't know if they fixed that or not, but I know that my example here has a black C stripe that's not correct. So just so you're aware of that. And then the GT stripes for the hood as well. Okay, so there's the decals. Let's look at the instructions. And the instructions give you a little bit of history here. What else we got? Typical Revell instructions don't open well. Your color callouts, your part callouts, engine assembles quick and easy. Putting on your manifolds, and this does appear to be, yeah, you could do the 390S code according to this, from what I can see. Anyway, there's your 428 headers, cold air induction. Yeah, I like that. That's neat. Your exhaust and your front end, real simple. Putting your rear end on, just little parts and pieces here and there. Putting the wheels in, which is very, very simple. I like the simplicity of this kit. Putting a roll bar in if you want, putting a back seat in if you want, putting the dashboard in. Very nice. Oh, that's what part 38 is. All right. So right here, part number 38. Sorry, I'm now excited about this because there's something here that I haven't found in any of the other kits. Like I say, I built this before, but I didn't really notice this. So I'm gonna search. This part 38 is kind of a square part. Yep, there it is, right there. Right there. That is the hard water bottle, washer bottle, that's correct for 1968 Mustangs, Cougars, all of them. They had a soft plastic, rubber, whatever you want to call it, vinyl water bottle for 65, 66, and 67. But in 68, they made this change to this right here. And it has that. So there's something I need to resin cast for my 68 Cougar projects. I like that. Okay, cool. So here's your front end going together, rear end going together, glass, hood, all that kind of fun stuff. And then screwing the interior into the body and then the chassis on to the interior. Putting your front end together here, and then your decaling for the GT, decaling for the Cobra Jet, and then decaling for the race car. So yeah, you could do a GT 390, you could do a 428 Cobra Jet, you could do 428 Cobra Jet GT, or I wanted to see something else on this. Because it does have the stock, it does have a stock grill in there. It doesn't show it here as far as putting it in anywhere. It just shows you putting this in. But it does have a stock grill in here, which is really cool. This kit was also used for the Bullet car when they released Steve McQueen's Bullet car. So it's got the parts for that as well. The only thing is, you don't have those custom rims that I showed you. The custom rims, all four of them. It has it. So you could build, if you wanted to, the Bullet car out of this. It just doesn't have the decal for the license plate. But other than that, I mean, that's easy enough to come by. You could do the Bullet car out of this. So like I said, it's like a 4-in-1 instead of a 2-in-1. I actually have built one, and then I've got another one here on the table that's being custom painted. And this one down here, it's going to be getting its top removed. Of course, I just can't build one straight. It's going to get its top removed. It's going to get one of these tops, and that car is going to wind up being a California special in my collection. So, all right, folks, thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next week on The Stash.